Hey all, long time no see. This is, of course, JC Botero 67. It's been a year, like probably over a year since I last reviewed anything. Well, anyway, I am back. I've been wanting to review Tower of God for the longest time, because Tower of God is like my obsession right now. I'm even writing a fanfic on it. I actually have a Kundrasi one-shot you guys should check out on AO3, so I'll link it in the description. But anyway, the more recent chapter, which is Season 2, Episode 261, like, I was just amazed with it. Like, Andrasi just finally emerged and frickin', it's beautiful, it's beautiful. So I'm like, dude, I have to review this chapter, I don't care. I was gonna probably start from the beginning, but then I was like, I'll just start from this point. So anyway, the chapter starts off with Rachel. She was given this object, which I'm still kind of trying to figure out what it's from. Because there's another Tower God reviewer, you guys might know him, Haku of the Tubes. He mentioned that the object that she had, it looked kind of familiar. And I totally agree. Because I was thinking maybe it had to do with Head-On from first level. Or the big fish thing that Bomb had to fight, like, in order to get to that ball to pop it. At like, the very beginning of Tower God. So I was thinking that. I couldn't really find like a great picture of that animal, but I don't even know if that's what this object would be modeled off of, but it definitely looks familiar. So anyway, moving along here. I'm on like dual computer screens right now, so don't mind me if I'm like looking away and all that. Let's see. So she's kind of surprised with it. She's like, what is this thing that I've been given, you know? And then it disappears from her hands and it leaves the room. So I'm like, ooh, like, I don't know. I don't want to like make this up or anything, but I feel like that thing disappeared to go with Bomb, I guess. And I mean, I don't know if I was thinking that in the moment. I feel like I was. I can't remember. But anyway, surprise, surprise, Bomb is the one who comes into Rachel's room. He goes in to check how she's doing, and I'm like, boy, like, why are you wasting your time with this bitch? Like, honestly, I despise Rachel. I know a lot of people do. I kind of have a theory about her, which I will touch on a little bit later. But anyway, I'm still upset that, like, Bomb's, like, worried for her, because she's just so freaking snooty. I mean, if you look at her face in this picture, she's fucking snooty. Like, look at that. Anyway, Kun is meeting with Boro and Sachi, and you know, he's telling them like what they're gonna do next, but he doesn't want to reveal too much because if he tells them about it, they're gonna end up forgetting about that room and all that stuff that they're going to. Obviously, they're going to go to not the floor of death. Sorry, I was reading dialogue from there. It's, that hidden floor is where they're going to. So, it's pretty dangerous, but Kun's like, hey, like, if some of y'all want to tag along, like, tag along. Anyway, I want to pause and focus on this beautiful image of Kun, because he's precious, and he's husbando, and let's just face it, he's amazing. So, moving along from there, Hockney, he asks where Bomb is. And so then Kun is like, oh, well, he's talking with Rachel. Actually, now that I'm, like, backtracking through the chapter here, he asked if Hwaryun was going to join. Kun asked if I can't even get her name right. Kun asked if Hwaryun was going to join them. And Hwaryun's like, no, I have other business to attend to, which was kind of sketchy. And so Kun suspects that she's hiding something. So I definitely agree with him on that point. And, yeah. Like, obviously, she knows something about the hidden floor. I don't know why she wouldn't want to help out, especially if she's been helping out Bomb out all the time, but whatever. So, yeah, now we get to the point where Hockney asked where Bomb was, and Kun said that he was talking with Rachel. He's trying to figure out a few things about Hockney's picture. Because as you guys remember, Hockney has this, like, picture puzzle thing, and there's a missing piece that he's trying to find. So anyway, it was really funny because everyone flips their shit when they hear Rachel. And so I loved that, like, Andrasi, she was just kind of, like, chilling on this bed. And then she just like sits up immediately and she's just like, Rachel? Why that bitch? Like seriously, those are my same thoughts. Like Andrasi's my spirit animal. I love her so much. She's my favorite princess, if y'all didn't know that. But anyway, she makes such good points too. I mean, look at this one. She's like, why would he take her with him? Does he want to get stabbed in the back again? Like seriously, I don't know what is wrong with Bomb. Bomb is just too nice. I'm just getting used by this bitch, but, you know, it is what it is, I guess. So anyway, back to Rachel and Bomb. He's basically proposing this thing where whoever finds the thing that they're supposed to find on the hidden floor first will get to keep that second thorn fragment that they found. And Rachel is basically asking, oh, hey, why are you giving me the second chance? Is it because I saved Kun or because you feel sorry for me? And I'm like, bitch, you're being snooty again. Like, I can't. Sometimes I just can't with her. It pisses me off so much. I'm like, girl, like, Kun is strong as fuck, okay? Like, he doesn't need you. But whatever. So, anyway, I was very surprised with Bomb's response to her. He's like, we're enemies. So I thought we should make the competition fair, which I thought was really interesting. I know that he's kind of putting a front right now, because later on there's an image of him where he's just like kind of downtrodden, and I feel so bad for my poor baby because he feels bad for how he's acting. But then it's at the same time, you shouldn't feel bad because she was horrible to you. She backstabbed you, as Andrasi pointed out. So anyway, he leaves. And then he realizes that there's a little cut on his face. And when you think about it, it's that object that Rachel had. Like, that object had grown exponentially. And it's an invisible it has an invisible presence. Like, she's the only one who can see this thing. Because Bomb didn't see it. Later on, someone else isn't going to see it. But we'll touch base on that in a little bit. But yeah, it's crazy, and she's just, like, livid in this picture. It's so crazy. It's a really good art design, for sure. I love the artwork on it. But it's just like, Rachel. The more the story just expands, the more she gets to be so irritating. So then Andrasi comes along, and she's upset with Bomb because he decides to bring Rachel along, even after, like, after she backstabbed Bomb. And I love Andrasi, because there's this part where she's like, I don't want to hear any excuses. How much longer do you intend to defend that bitch? Which is so great, because she's had it. Like, she has had her fill of this shit. She's done. So she's confronting Bomb about it. And then she decides that she will confront Rachel herself. So here's another little bit of dialogue. Fine, just wait a bit. I'll get the picture back and find out all of the secrets that she's hiding. And Bomb's kind of worried. He's like, Andrasi, like, what the hell are you going to do, right? It's so funny. I'm going to keep reading dialogue because I loved this chapter so much, and I love Andrasi so much. Bomb, are you more worried about Rachel's safety than mine right now? Aren't I part of your team now, too? If you plan on letting Rachel join the team, you need my permission, too. So don't try to stop me. And then freaking Bomb just responds with, okay. Like, a simple okay. It was so funny to me, because I could picture this conversation in my head, and it cracked me up so much, because it's like, she just has, like, this, like, whole speech that she's giving, and then he's just kind of standing there like, okay. So I thought that was very amusing. So then, of course, Andrasi steps into the room where Rachel was in. And then I loved this image of Andrasi. Again, beautiful artwork. I'm like freaking like in love with her hands and fingers right now. Like, I get complimented on my hands and fingers too, so I'm like, dude, I'm Andrasi. Like, seriously, it's so funny. Anyway, she asks, how much longer do you plan on clinging to Bomb? Like, freaking, I just love the look on her face because, like, I don't know, it tries to show her as... Okay, she's basically passive-aggressive in this because she looks like she's calm, but probably on the inside, she's just, like, frickin' about to burst, and she just wants to, like, cut this bitch, okay? So, it's... Rachel again. I'm sorry. I just can't with this girl sometimes. So, she's, like, lets out, like, a little laugh, and so Andrasi's like, oh, what do you find so funny? Like, what are you laughing at? And then Rachel, freaking to rub it in, is like, are you jealous of me? And it's just like, oh my God. And Andrasi actually admits it. And I'm like, hey, girl, get it, because you deserve bomb. Meanwhile, bitch-ass Rachel doesn't deserve him at all, but whatever. So then Rachel's actually kind of surprised that Andrasi would be jealous of her, because Andrasi pretty much has it all. She has beauty, she has power, she's a princess, which is what Rachel would want. And then this image right here was beautiful because she actually admits to what kind of character she is. So this is Rachel. We've both had somebody's blood on our hands to climb the tower, but I'm a nasty bitch, and you're a beautiful, cool-headed princess, and you're forgiven for everything, isn't that right? Ah, it must be pretty nice. It must be nice being pretty, I mean. So Andrasi gets fed up, basically. She stands up and she's like, hey, come outside. So they step into another room. Now this room, it got sealed off. Like there's like a passcode that Andrasi has that only she can say, and then they can be let out of the room. But someone on the other end can't go in. So Andrasi leads her here because she wants to test out Rachel's skills. She wants to see if she's good enough to go with them to the hidden floor. And then frickin' Rachel, of course, plays the victim here. She's like, are you kidding me? You're a princess of Zahard. How could I beat you? You just want to take your anger out on me. This test is completely unfair. Which I must say, so I read Tower of God on webtoons.com. And I saw a few of the comments on there. And someone had said, oh, look, Rachel's like complaining again, because that's the same exact thing that she said to Head On, like, oh, this test is unfair. So it's just kind of like a little, I don't know, a little flashback, little comparison. That's the word I was looking for. It was like a little comparison between like the early stages and now the current state of where Tower of God is at. And I didn't think, like, it was funny because I didn't think about that she had that like little object that she's possessing that like grew up, okay? I figured, oh, okay, well that makes sense. I mean, it is unfair because Andrasi is a powerhouse. Like, friggin' in a battle of Andrasi versus Rachel, like Andrasi's obviously gonna win. That was my thought. I didn't think about that new power that Rachel has. And so it's like, oh, okay, was she like trying to put up a front? Was she bluffing about like, oh, I can't beat you, there's no way? Like, I want to know if she was bluffing or if she didn't really know that she had that power. Like, I guess she knows she has the power, but she doesn't know exactly what it entails or how powerful it is. Because we don't see until later on, when it comes out, you know, she's really actually shocked at what she was able to do. Because I'm getting a little bit far ahead of myself here. So let's backtrack a little bit. So Andrasi feels a presence. She can't see anything, but she feels it, which is obviously that power that Rachel has. So then there's like a break for their battle, and we go back to Baum, and Hockney has shown up in the hallway at this point. And it scares me a little bit because Hockney has this uneasy feeling, and he says that he can see someone near death around here. Obviously, it's either Rachel or Andrasi. And I'm hoping to God, please SIU, do not kill F. Andrasi. Like, I would be so upset. I would be sad, and I would be pissed off. Let's be real. Obviously, I don't, like, Rachel's not going to die. I don't think either of them is going to die. Obviously, as Hockney said, someone is near death, but I don't think anyone's going to die. Like, something is going to happen that's going to stop them from, you know, trying to kill each other. But anyway, back to the battle now between Andrasi and Rachel. Andrasi is striking in an attack, and Rachel blocks it, and she even breaks that weapon that Andrasi was using in half. There's an image here of Rachel where she's just shocked. It's like, oh my gosh, like, what happened? Like, how did this happen? And so then here's the end image of that chapter. So that kind of sums up this season 2, episode 261 review. I do want to add my theory that I had about Rachel, because I mentioned that a little bit earlier. So it's really funny. I really love that song by the Chainsmokers and Coldplay, Something Just Like This. So I was listening to it, And one day it just got me thinking, I'm like, ooh, like, I don't know why. Like, sometimes I just, like, envision songs fitting Tower of God really well. Like, I feel like Zed has a lot of songs that fit Tower of God really well. Well, anyway, this song by the Chainsmokers, like, listening to the lyrics, I kind of envisioned Rachel and Baum within them. And I thought about it, and I was like, okay, maybe what Rachel did was to protect Baum. Like, she knew what Foog had in mind for Baum. She knew, like, the rigorous training he was going to go through, what he was going to become, like, the power that he was going to get. And I feel like maybe because of her concern, because he's, like, you know, at first he was naive and, like, this innocent kid, right? So I feel like that was her worry. And so she didn't want him to see how ugly the tower could be, basically. For her to go off and, you know, chop up, like, well, not chop up, but, like, for her to go after Dan and, like, strike at his legs, like, I mean, that was unnecessary. That crazy evil laugh she had, too, that was really crazy, too. So I feel like at first she had a good cause behind it, but then she eventually started to grow jealous because, again, as we've seen before, she wasn't the one who got the invitation to the tower. It was Baum who got the invitation to the tower. And so I feel like the jealousy played into it, and that's what made her become this character that so many people hate. I know there's people out there who do like Rachel. And, you know, I try to be open-minded and I try to understand her character. So I think there's definitely something more behind her. And, like, there is a purpose for why she's still sticking around, for why, you know, she's not going to die off so quickly, or not yet. So those are my reasonings behind this character that is Rachel. And that's pretty much it. So thank you guys for tuning in. I hope you guys enjoyed. I tried to keep it as short as I could because I know I can get carried away with talking and I can get carried away with reviews that last a long time, as we've seen in the past. But thank you again for listening. I hope, you know, I get some likes and subscriptions. I can't even talk. Let me try that again. I hope I get some likes and subscriptions. So awesome. I hope to continue reviewing Tower of God. So I will see you guys in the next chapter. See ya.